Happy New Year, everybody. It's a new year, and in order to start off the new year, we've got to talk about the old year. That doesn't make sense, does it? But who cares? It is my third annual week of top 10, so that way Kevin doesn't have to review bad January movies. I do this every year, and I dedicate the week to talking about all the stuff I talked about during the year in top 10 format. It was pretty obvious, wasn't it? But we are starting the week off with the worst of the worst in the anime category, my top 10 worst anime of the year, which you know if you clicked on the video title. But that is not important. What is important are the 3 or 4 rules, I don't know, some number. But number 1, this is the stuff I watched during the year. It's not necessarily only 2015 stuff. A lot of it is stuff from previous years that people wanted me to check out and review, and must have known I wasn't going to like half of this stuff. But I did it anyways, because I'm desperate for views and stuff like that. But they are the things I watched this year, and I am ordering them. Thing 2, I actually had to include multiple seasons of stuff, because if I didn't, this wouldn't have been a proper top 10 list, and I wanted to keep it right. But it works because it lets stuff be on other lists and things like that. And last but not least, these are my opinions. Okay, if you have a different opinion, fine, that's great. I just don't want to know you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Please don't click away. But it stands to mention that this is just what I thought. If you like these animes, fine. I know some, if not all of them, have strong fan bases, which you all made clear in their reviews, all of which are on my channel. But these are just the way I see it, and this is how I rank the stuff that I watched and reviewed this year. But that's it for that. Let's get started with number 10. Coming in at number 10 is that little anime that could, in that it got a cult following for reasons I will never understand. After 6 months and watching a second season, I still don't understand why people like Gatchaman crowds. It's really slow, it's really boring, the characters are really cliche, and I wouldn't have a problem with any of this if it could at least be exciting. But the really obvious slashed budget resulted in a series that needed to figure out a way to make up time and have it all cohesively somehow. So what did they do? Well, put in a lot of philosophy and modern technology references and try and be smart with a statement that we're saying about what society has become, and will be really original and really different, but it just does the same message we've been drilled into our heads for the past 10 years. We get it. We'll get off our cell phones. Just stop making seasons to this thing. Boring. That's all I gotta say. It's just boring. It's a boring attempt at a Kill la Kill ripoff, and don't like the characters, don't like the plot. Doesn't leave much of an impact. Sorry, people who liked it. I will not lie, when I started this series, I thought this was going to be close to number 1. But when all's said and done, it actually does have some funny moments, and some of the girls in the harem are entertaining. But, come on, you all knew when I started this one, or when I reviewed it, it was going to be on this list. It's just so tiring. It's all the stupid ecchi cliches over and over again. Whenever there is a clever joke or a good gag or something interesting with the way the characters work, I not only welcomed it, I was practically strangling the screen like, why don't you just do just this? Just the cute, clever ideas. You could have made this like the anime version of Almost Human. It really could have gone somewhere. But no, it's got to be the generic, boring sex jokes with its totally uninteresting main character who barely even has a name or a face. I'm not making that up. This series really was just another boring, generic ecchi, but hey, wasn't number 1. Don't hate me, weird, creepy people who are into monster fetish thing. Just, please, like I said in the review, don't tell me about your fetish. Just don't. And here we have the first Card Fight Vanguard season at this list. Card Fight Vanguard Link Joker, the least horrible of the bad Vanguard seasons. God. This season really started out fun. It brought us back to what made season 1 excellent. It had new likable characters. It had a fun setup. Yeah, it was smaller. Yeah, it was to a certain extent slower. But everything was going fine. And then the second half of the season started, and the plot showed up, and oh my god, just nothing but a bunch of filler arcs. Ecchi officially cemented himself as one of the most useless characters in anime history. And I just don't care about anything. It's just a stupid toy commercial. The plot is a mess. The characters I don't care about anymore. I've never seen something just drop over the course of 2 episodes because of the stupid way it tries to involve older characters that they should have just made better to begin with. Cardfight Vanguard Link Joker is the least horrible of the original Cardfight Vanguard seasons, but not by that much. Incest. There, we're done. Okay, to be totally fair, like Monster Mazume, there's funny stuff in this show. There's actually some really good scenes in it. And of all the pretty nerd pandering bullshit that's been coming out over the years, this is probably the only one where I felt like it nailed how a female nerd should be like. Unfortunately, then there's the rest of the series. There is, I won't spoil it here, but there is the way the show resolves, which totally just is a big middle finger to every nerd on the planet, as well as every woman on the planet. And there's the incest. Why? Why does this have to be there? Why is this a thing? Why did it have to be in this series where the characters don't even look like siblings to begin with? And on top of that, their chemistry is completely skewered because it's so obvious the actors have been given no direction on how the characters are supposed to interact. And that shows in the writing. This show fails on a script level and it fails on an acting level. Sorry to the fact that it gets some stuff right, but yeah, no, this series made my nights of binge drinking come back just to forget about it. Hey everybody, remember number 10? Remember how it was sort of trying to do something? Want to see a repeat of all that, only lazier and more boring and more uninteresting? Well, here we have Gatchaman Crowd's Insights. Probably one of the most pissed off I was all this time this year, because this show started out cool. It started like it was going to have an interesting plot and cool action and no budget problems, but no, it's more of the same BS from last time. More uninteresting characters, a more cookie cutter plot, a more obvious message. It just did everything all over again. Fortunately, I don't think this was a huge hit, as a lot of people seem to share the same sentiment, but oh my god, I still have to sit through it. I want that 6.5 hours of my life back that was this boring-ass turd. It was just so bad, and once again, don't make any more Gatchaman Crowds. We'll get off our computers, please. Behold, the second coming of Shinji Ikari. That's kind of what I think when I look back on Cardfight Vanguard. And Season 2 is really where the problems begin, where Season 1 was just so full of life and was interesting and had a good story and had a lot of effort into it. Season 2 was just a total drop. There is no effort in this, the story makes no sense, the characters make no sense, and on top of that, really it just screws up everything. The bonds that everyone had in Season 1 are destroyed. They retcon everything, so that way we just repeat the same arcs. The plot's not that interesting. Like, I'm sorry, it bothers me. Like, it really does. I remember finishing Season 2 and just instantly hating Ecchi and then never seeing anything to rectify it again. So that's basically the studio saying, no, we think this was a good idea. We stand by this. We're not going to fix it. We're not going to do anything. We're not going to help the story at all. We're just going to kill the narrative, turn it into an advertisement for our products, and that's all I can say about Season 2. It's awful. It's just not very good. I'm going to stop using big words for the rest of these and just get into more anger. You know, it's funny. When people commented on my Sailor Moon Crystal video, they said, oh no, you don't get it. It's not trying to be like the original series. It's trying to be like the manga. Fine. Let's just judge it as its own thing. Sailor Moon Crystal is a dumb, stupid, ridiculous mess that has a totally all-over-the-place plot and completely annoying characters. It feels like it was meant for 12-year-old girls. Oh wait, it was meant for 12-year-old girls! It's meant to be just a silly, fun manga for kids, but when they did this series, they just made it really boring and with bad animation, and it's so dreary and going for the dark grittiness that I just hate it. Like, it's just so bad and boring. If you're a manga fan, then you just like it for the manga and just accept that. Don't make us all sit through more of this, which, oh yeah, they're doing. So way to go, humanity. They saved the worst for last. And I'm not kidding, people. Even commenters who were defending seasons 2 and 3 were just like, no, this is horrible. Legion Mate is just beyond bad. Like, once again, the plot's stupid. It's really rushed. We never really figure out what's going on. They get rid of Ecchi, which on the one hand, good. He was a horrible character, but Kai becomes just as bad. He's just this personality dweeb. And that goes for everyone. Everything you liked about the characters is sucked out. They're just there to waste time, and it's awful. Like, there's really no other way to say it. It's lazy. They literally put the new game mechanic in the title, which is distracting, and it really makes the whole thing feel worse. At least with the other 2 seasons, there were things going on in the show. This is literally just, we're trying to promote Legion. Just call it Legion Mate. Just have everyone say Legion every 5 minutes. Legion, Legion, we don't care. We're not trying. We're trying to sell our product. This thing went from being great to awful to redeemable to just beyond awful. I felt bad watching it, especially the last 5 minutes. You're like, maybe this wasn't too bad. Not to my taste, but no, it was horrible and it was awful. And I'm sorry, if you found something you liked about it, good for you. I can't think back on this season without just getting pissed off and angry for the travesty in front of me. At least we've got G to look forward to. Nah, I'm just kidding. G's total boring garbage. Yeah, is anyone shocked? No. I'm shocked. I am shocked just how disgusting this show is. Just how unpleasant it is. Just the subject matter, the characters, just everything about it is wrong. Just, it's bad. Like, this is one of the ones where I'm like, put as much distance between yourself as possible with this show. It really is just immoral and disgusting. Same goes for all the characters in it. I hated everyone. I hated every episode. Like, this is the most painful thing I've ever had to sit through in my life. It's awful, and it's just mean and everything about it. And on top of that, it might not be that terrible if the animation matched, but no, it's the cute moe look. It's clearly trying to be a pleasant, upbeat, slice-of-life romantic comedy, but it's not. It's sickening. It's trying to do something different, but not really trying. Like, just everything about this show is awful to me, and maybe if it looked darker and disturbinger, then please, the darker and disturbinger, the better, but it's not. Like, it just thinks this is a good thing to do a show on, and this can be a nice subject, but it's just wrong. I'm sorry if you liked it. I don't know how, but it's the worst anime I've ever seen, and that's all I've got to say about it. But what did you think? I know all these animes have their fan bases, and hey, to each their own, so comment below and let me know. And as always, click to like and click to subscribe. Give me your list of top 10 best and worst anime of the year. And as always, click to like and click to subscribe, and we will rejoin you tomorrow.